Hi there everybody, my name is Richard McMunn, and in this next training video tutorial I'm going to tell you 7 things you should never ever say in your job interview. I really genuinely want you to pass your interview. So in this video tutorial I'm going to cover the important things that you should never say. I'm going to give you tips on what you should say instead to help you pass. So my name's Richard McMunn. Please do stick around, watch this video from beginning to end, because I'm going to give you these exact slides that I'm working through now with you. You can download them for free and they'll give you some really good tips on how to pass your interview. Also, please do subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get notified as soon as I create my next job interview training videos. I do them every week, and if you enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That will motivate me to do more videos. Also, if you have an interview coming up, please tell me the name of the interview, the type of interview, in the comments section below the video, and I'll give you the interview questions to prepare for. Okay, sound good? So just say I've got an admin assistant interview, or I've got a banker's interview. Whatever the interview is, tell me in the comments section below the video, and I'll come on each day and I'll give you a list of interview questions that I think you'll get asked during the interview, because like I say, I genuinely want you to pass. Okay, let's get into the tutorial. 7 things you should never say in any interview. The first one, so how much holiday do I get? Okay, never say this. I've had people ask this to me during interviews a couple of times, and there is a reason why you shouldn't say it. So the first one, how much holiday do I get? Don't say it. So if you think about it, you're applying for a job, and before you even get hired, you are talking about not being there. And that comes across negative to an interview, to an interview panel or an interviewer. So don't say it. Yeah, if they say to you, have you got any holiday coming up? That's fine. But don't reach out and say, how much holiday do I get? Because you should know about this. But the point is, discuss these things after you've been offered the job. Okay, so even if you've got a bit of holiday coming up in the next couple of months, tell them after you've been offered the job. Get the job first, secure it, and then tell them. Okay, the second thing you should never say in a job interview. Hi, pleased to meet you. So what do you guys actually do here? And believe it or not, this happens a lot. It's happened with me. People turn up to the interview and I say to them, so, what do we do? And they don't even know it. Or they walk in and they shake my hand and say, so what do you guys actually do here? So don't say, so what do you do? Now, one of the first rules of interview success is to make sure you do your research. Now, if you don't know what the company or business do, or the products or services they offer, how can you expect to be able to do the job? It comes across as negative. Now, a really important tip: research the website of the company you're applying for and look into their products, their services, and also any good news stories they have. So you should know what products and services they offer, but if you go on their website and look at the About Us section or the news section, have a look at a recent good news story. So when they say, tell us about what we do, you can talk about their products and services, and you can also say, oh, I recently noticed that this has just happened in your organisation. A tip: make sure it's a positive news story that you talk about. Don't talk about anything negative in the press or anything that's happened. But good news stories will show that you've been researching the company. Okay, the next thing, the third thing that you should never say during a job interview. I didn't get on with my previous boss. He or she just didn't understand me. Something like that. But don't say anything negative about your boss, your manager, or your work colleagues. Now, of course, we've all worked in jobs before where there are people that we don't get on with and we might want to leave, but don't say it. Don't tell them that, okay? Because again, it comes across as negative and the interviewer might be suspicious. So don't say, I didn't get on with my boss. Do not be critical of either your manager, your boss, or your work colleagues. Here's a tip: tell them you want to leave your current employment as you would like a fresh challenge where you can learn new skills and push yourself further. That's the best thing to say, because they might ask you an interview question related to this and say, why do you want to leave your job? But I would say, well, I don't actually get on with the team, or my boss doesn't understand me, because from an interviewer perspective, it comes across as negative. That's the fourth thing you shouldn't say. The next one: don't say, so when do I start? Okay, now this, some people will argue that this demonstrates confidence. It doesn't. It demonstrates a slight level of arrogance. Now, you think you've got the job before the interview panel have had time to even make a decision. So remember, the interview panel are the ones who are in control, not you. So don't say, so when do I start? I've had people ask this to me in the interview and it really puts me off. So don't say, when do I start at the end of your interview, but say this instead. I've really enjoyed being interviewed for this position today and also researching your company to find out more about you and what you do. I would love to be given the opportunity to work for you, and if I am successful, I'd like to start as soon as possible. That is much better. That is tons better than saying, so when do I start? Okay. So, and don't forget, you're going to get these slides soon, so you can download them and revisit them to learn what not to say in your interview. So the next thing of what not to say in your interview is, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Now, of course, we'd all say that. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want me to do. But it comes across as desperate. You are not desperate for this job. Yeah, you might be inside, look, I really, really want it, but don't come across as desperate. Okay, I'll tell you what to say instead. So don't say, number 5, I'll do whatever you want me to do. This comes across as desperate, and there is a fine line between enthusiasm and desperateness. So here's a tip. Instead of saying, I'll do whatever you want me to do, say this instead. This is tons better. The truth is, I am naturally a keen and enthusiastic person, so if you need someone to do an important task or learn a new skill, I'll be the first to volunteer. That is much better than saying, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Okay, the next thing of not what to say in your interview is, I don't have much experience, but. Okay, I don't have much experience, but now that might be the case with some of the questions if they say to you, give us an example of when you've worked as part of a team or when you've been flexible, and people say, oh, I don't have much experience, but that's not the thing to say. Okay, so the next thing, number 6, I don't have much experience, but don't say that. Now, whilst you are being honest with the statement, it actually starts with a negative, and that's not good. So turn your lack of experience into a positive by saying the following instead. So instead of saying, I don't have much experience, but say this. I am a fast learner and have lots of transferable skills. I was renowned in my previous job for picking new skills up very quickly, so you can rely on me to hit the ground running. That is much more positive than saying, I don't have much experience. Okay, the next thing, number 7, don't say this. I'm actually really nervous. Now, a lot of people go into interviews and they make an apology straight away. They say, look, I'm really nervous. I've not had an interview for a while. Don't say it. The interview panel will understand that you are nervous. They will. They'll understand. They will give you a little bit of leeway with regards to your nerves. But remember, you're there. You are skilled. You are qualified. Yeah, you might not have had an interview for a long time, but here's 3 things of what you should do. So relax. But do these 3 things to prepare yourself and also to reduce the nerves. First one, I've got another YouTube video that I'd like you to watch. It's one of the most viewed interview videos on YouTube. It's in the link below this video. And I actually give you 7 sample interview questions and the answers. So I'll tell you what to say in your interview to make it a bit easier for you. And again, in that video, you can get the slides. 2, carry out a mock interview. So in that video, have a look at the questions and then get someone to ask them to you in a mock interview setting. So that means you sit there, they ask you those questions like, why do you want this job? What qualities are required to do this job? Can you give us an example of when you've carried out really good customer service? And then practice responding to them. And then the third thing is get access to my free online interview training course. Now the link is below the video, passmyinterview.com. And it's a free interview training course. There's about 54 training videos in there where I'll help you to pass your interview. So don't forget, if you've got an interview coming up, make sure you tell me what it is in the comments section below and I'll give you 10 questions to prepare for, which would be great. But also, if you click the SlideShare link in the description below this video, you might have to click the link where it says show more, but go to the description and you can download these slides. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your interview. Like I say, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. I love making these videos and it just motivates me even more to do them for you. Thank you for watching and good luck with your interview.